Well, as you can see, my brother has already started drowning in his sorrows. It was a well played game. There were some missed calls by the referees, again, that we'll get into. Um, Questionable decisions on both sides, but in the end, it is a heartbreaking Monday night loss for the Raiders as they lose the Chiefs 30-29. Some would say the turning point of the game was the made field goal at halftime by the Chiefs to make it 20-10. As me and my brother went back and forth, we're basically talking throughout the whole entire game, going back and forth on what we saw. And he basically kept saying, I've seen this movie too many times. They're matching their intensity. And lo and behold, by 1 point, the Chiefs get the win 30-29. And well, go ahead and take the floor. Voice your frustrations, if you will.
There's no frustration. I mean, you can't. This is twice you didn't see this team go up with double-digit leads and just implodes. I don't know. The intensity was there in the first half. I mean, Chandler Jones was all over the field, but you didn't see him in the third and fourth quarter. The intensity of his rush wasn't there. The cliche is the blaming the refs is getting old. I mean, there was a lot, like you said, a lot of stuff that was missed. But then again, like I said, I can't blame the refs. The Raiders were up 17-0. They right. There for them to take. All you got to do is continue to play your style of football, run Josh Jacobs, what they did, but they didn't run Jacobs in the critical situations, like that 3rd and 1. I think Josh Jacobs can get that first down. Run him twice. He put the team on his back yet again.
Certainly wasn't his fault.
Bonehead penalty.
Certainly was not his fault.
I mean, I know we're dealing with a McShafe offensive line, but I don't know, man. It's just tough to be a Raider fan. That's
well, you certainly can't blame JJ. 21 carries, 154 yards, a new career high. I look at it like this. The Chiefs didn't score in the first quarter. Raiders scored no points in the third quarter. And hence the difference was 1 point. Although the hold on Malcolm Kuntz, I don't think it was a hold. I can't see where the hold is.
I told you after that roughing the passer call, that was just,
which was not roughing the passer.
Oh, clearly that was nowhere near roughing the passer. They Chiefs got, at least they didn't change the alter the outcome.
It didn't.
In Atlanta.
It did not change. You're right. It did not change the outcome. It did not. But
it was still a bad call. Still a bad. It was
a very, very bad call. But again, you're not going to win many games when you cannot get off on third down. The Chiefs were 7 of 12 on third down. You just can't get off it. And like I said, we said earlier, you got to know where number 87 is. Travis Kelce had 7 catches for 25 yards. 7 catches for 25 yards.
Yeah, but 4 big ones counted.
Oh yeah, the red zone again. I don't know how you don't double team this guy, because that's just like for Matthew Stafford, his security blanket is number 10. For Patrick Mahomes, his security blanket is number 87. I'm just saying. And I guess Jerick McKinnon decided he wanted to run the football tonight. He was solid, 8 carries for 53 yards.
Yeah.
Valdez-Scantling had 6 catches for 90 yards. Devontae Adams only had 3 catches, but he made 2 of them count. He had 3 for $124 and 2 touchdowns. But I'm pretty sure the one he wants back is the one that would have put them in field goal range with the left foot not being able to stay in bounds. As when he finally got control of the ball, his left foot did not come in, didn't come in bounds. But
Good call.
It was the right. It was the right call. It was the right call.
Yeah, definitely the right call.
But I kind of agree with you. JJ was running with purpose. JJ was running with passion. I would have didn't I give him the ball number 28, and if the Chiefs stop him on 4th and 1, then you tip your cap. Chiefs stop your best offensive player of that night, because tonight it was all about Josh Jacobs. The man was running hard. The man was running through people. The man was stiff arming people. Again, at times, you saw my post, just like how you used to say about my team and Vernon Davis. When you find Vernon Davis, good things happen. Well, I said on my post, if you give this man the football, good things tend to do happen for your offense. And if you're Josh Jacobs, you're probably mad because you don't want to go to a bye week, because you are running with purpose.
Yeah,
you are running with passion, and now you gotta turn the motor down because you're going on a bye week.
Yeah. Well, I gotta see something different coming out. There's something I don't know. And before we continue, we call this award, and I'm gonna put my team on the pedestal with this. Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow get the Scott Mitchell Award for running into each other. We made fun of the Washington Commanders offensive linemen running into each other. So, we gotta put that out there. It's
ass punch.
So you do stupid stuff or you make a mistake, we gonna point it out. But
to which somebody was gonna be wide open if they don't.
Well, yeah, I get the route. The route was perfect. I get what Hunter was doing. He was gonna clear. Somebody was clearing out for somebody. Somebody was gonna be open. I believe it was gonna be Renfrow, because you saw the two defenders tailing Adams. But then again, I think Adams was gonna be behind him. And you can clearly saw the way Carr was throwing the ball. He was looking for the streak route. That's what he was looking for. He was giving Devontae Adams another chance to go get it, and I believe he gets it. But there's no ifs. They were up 17-0, man. That's all
I agree.
That's where it leads. I don't care about they could have did that. You're up 17-0. You're supposed to continue to play the way you were playing, like you were losing. You were up 17, but you're still losing in your mind. Play like you're losing, even though you're up.
As we always say, can't take your foot off the tiger's net. You just can't. And unfortunately, it cost the Raiders mightily here tonight as they go to 1-4. And like I said, this bye week is probably what they need. They have the Houston Texans after the bye week.
Wouldn't be shocked if the Texans came into Vegas and won that game. Would not be shocked.
It does not get easy for the Chiefs, because next week you have a team that's coming in pissed off. They have not forgotten 13 seconds as the Bills come to Arrowhead, which we will preview that game as we do our Week 6 predictions of the NFL season. But again, I really can't say enough about JJ, because the last 3 weeks, really, the man has been running like he has been possessed. He is definitely running like he wants to. He wants to get a contract extension.
Well, and credit to that offensive line. I mean, it's not put together. Clearly, he has something going with the offensive line, and there's some holes there. I mean, JJ was getting second level real quick. And I'm telling you, he was 1 or 2 away from breaking a big one. Now, can you imagine if that's Zeus running like that?
Which I wish they would have gave Zeus more than just one freaking carry. Like I said, Zeus has home run speed, and I am not saying that just because I'm a Georgia Bulldog homer.
No, it's a fact.
I watched the man play at the University of Georgia. The man has game-breaking speed. It's almost like when Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel was there. Nick Chubb is fast, but DeAndre Swift and Sonny Michel have that home run breakaway speed. I can go 75 yards, as opposed to Nick Chubb. I can get maybe 40 of those yards.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I really hope they utilize number 35 more. But like I said, me just watching as a football fan, this is why the Chiefs Raiders rivalry can be very special, because it can go back and forth, and you saw it how all twists and turns and drama. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is more who scores more points. And at the end of the game today, the Chiefs were 1 point better, and that's just all there's to it. Like I said, the Raiders. I mean, you look at all their losses, and again, they're a lot better than their one of our record shows. I mean, you look at they lost to the Chargers by 5, lost in 6 in overtime to the Cardinals, lost by 2 to the Titans, lost by 1 point tonight. So we're talking 5, 11, 13,
14.
14 points in their losses. That's how close they've been. They easily could be 5-0, just as much as they opposed to being 4-1. So, like I said, maybe the bye week comes at a good time for them.
Let's hope.
But I agree. They definitely have to come out with fire against the Houston Texans, because you don't want to give the Texans life after them getting their first win of the year against the Jaguars. So, with that said, here we go to week 6 of the NFL. And we start off with the Bill Belichick Bowl, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
The New England Patriots travel to the Dog Pound to take on the Cleveland Browns. And there's a lot of intrigue in this game, of course. It's Belichick coming back to where he got his first head coaching job. It's Jacoby Brissett playing against the former team that drafted him. Mm-hmm. So this could be a very interesting game on the shores of Lake Erie. Can you trust Zappy again for a second game in a row? And can Jacoby Brissett stop turning the ball over in most inopportune times? That's the question.
Right out my mouth. Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what that. I think the Browns have a better defense, per se.
I agree.
I think the Browns will pull this off because I think the run game will do it for them. I believe Chubb and Hunt take care of it, and Jacoby won't be in a situation to where he has to throw the ball in the fourth quarter.
I'm taking the Dog Pound as well. I think Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, I think they both go off. Now, let's start off with the game on Thursday. And the Chicago Bears are really going to bust out with those orange helmets, and I really don't know why. They're really going to bust out with these on Thursday against the Commies. So it's old school NFL football. It's the Landover Commanders taking on the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. Not the not so frozen tundra of Soldier Field, but Ron Rivera, where he made his career as an NFL linebacker, comes back to Chicago. But ugly orange jerseys and ugly orange helmets and all. I think this time the Bears, somehow, some way, I think the Bears pull it out. Justin Fields played pretty good against the Vikings. They just fell short, but I think this week, I think the Bears do get the win. I'm taking the Bears over I'm taking the Bears over the Commies because, again, Carson Wentz will play well most of the game. But as it was against the Titans, they're on the 2-yard line trying to win the game. He throws a costly interception. I just don't know.
I'll coin flip this one in my brain. Yeah, I go with the Bears.
Moving on. 2 teams at 3-2. The Jets travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Jets have played well. Robert Saleh does know how to shut down Aaron Rodgers because he's done it before. as defensive coordinator. But I think Rodgers is going to play pissed off, and I just think Rodgers bounced back, and I think the Jets they'll give him a fight, but I think at the end the Packers pull it off.
It's in Lambeau Field, correct?
I'm going Green Bay. It is at Lambeau Field. It maybe not be frozen yet, but it's at Lambeau Field.
Okay, yeah, the Jets have played good expired football, but excuse, I think Aaron Rodgers gets on board. Yeah, I got the Packers winning this one as well.
This is my upset of the week. This is my upset special. I am picking the Jaguars to go to the Horseshoe at Lucas Oil and to beat the Colts again. That is my upset pick of week 6. I'm taking the Jags to beat the Colts.
Is Jonathan Taylor playing?
Let's see. Let's check the injury report. And the funny thing is, on ESPN, they're giving the Jags 61% chances of winning this game and only 38 for the Colts.
Well, that's because they're just going off what.
Okay, so as it stands right now, according to the injury report, that Jonathan Taylor is still out.
Yeah, Jags by 6. Jonathan Taylor makes a whole difference in the game, bro. If Jonathan Taylor was in the game, then I would have had the Colts winning with a late field goal. But I just believe with no Taylor, they'll get to Matt Ryan.
Well, heck, I mean, Taylor's out. Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker, he's out. Tyquan Lewis, the defensive tackle, he's out. Julian Blackmon, he's out. Quiddy Payne, who's been playing a lot better, the second-year man from Michigan, he's questionable. Ryan Kelly, the center, he's questionable with a hip injury. So the Colts are really, really hurting. But that's my upset special. Jags over the Colts. Another intriguing game pits the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Vikings coming off the win over the Bears. We're now officially in first place in the NFC North. Dolphins trying to bounce back at home after the Jets put up a 40-burger on them.
Oh boy, yeah.
Depends on who the quarterback is for Miami.
I agree.
But a lot of people still have the Dolphins winning. They have the Dolphins at 61% winning this game. So we will find out. As of right now, Teddy Bridgewater is questionable. Xavier Howard is still out, according to the injury list.
Tua is still in protocol.
He's out, of course. Tua is still in the protocol. He's still in the protocol.
Yep.
So we will see. The same points per game. They're both averaging 23 points a game. This is about as even of a game as you could possibly, depending on who the quarterback is. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Because as we keep saying, unfortunately, Teddy Bridgewater can't catch a doggone break. And sometimes it just seems like he can't even catch a doggone cold. It's just unfortunate. So, I mean, if the Dolphins have to roll with Skylar Thompson, and that's no disrespect to Skylar Thompson, man played pretty well at Kansas State, but if he's got to be your guy, I'd rather trust Kirk Cousins than the third string quarterback. So I got the Vikings in a close game because Miami always plays tough. I got a Carl Joseph field goal at the end, sealing it for the Vikings. So I'm calling a game-winning field goal for Minnesota, for the Vikings to go to 5-1.
Well,
because I just think it's going to be a whole bunch. I just think it's going to be a whole bunch of Dalvin Cook as he returns to the state of Florida.
Well, I don't see nobody stopping Jefferson. So, as you mentioned with the running game with Dalvin Cook, yeah, of course he's going to get his. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with you like that. So I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins. I think they'll win by 10.
Have them going away. Okay. All right. Bengals at the Saints. Chance for the Red Rifle to get some revenge on the team he took multiple times to the playoffs with. Saints coming off a huge win where there was absolutely no defense against the Seattle Seahawks. Bengals coming off a hard, tough loss to their division rival, the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams coming in at 2-3. Joe Burrow back in the state where he won a national championship at that exact same stadium, the Superdome.
Yes.
Jamar Chase back in the same state he won the national title at with his teammate Joe Burrow. So I know there's going to be a lot of Louisiana flavor for this reunion. Tough one. But just because of the taste deal factor, I'm gonna say the Saints by 6 or less.
Ooh. We're come on, man. Is this about to be the whole thing of us picking the same thing? Because I that was what I was gonna say. I was gonna say the Saints with that, but I would not be shocked if the Bayou connection with the two former Tigers have a good game. So, but I am riding with the Saints with you with by 6 or less. But we'll come back to this. I wouldn't be shocked with the Bengals though.
Well, this might be the game we disagree on because I'm picking another upset special.
Here we go.
And I normally do not go against number 8, but like I said earlier on the first show, what Brian Dabble is selling to these Giants in East Rutherford, New Jersey,
are you doing it?
They are buying it.
You're doing it.
So I am picking the East Rutherford Giants to upset the Ravens with the Giants at home in a close game. I am on the Brian Dabble train, which I thought he would do a good job anyway because of just what he has done for Josh Allen with the Bills.
Yeah.
But as long as you have number 26 and you feed him the ball, you have a shot. But more important than that, I just like the way the Giants defense has been playing. And like I said, you hold the great Aaron Rodgers to just 2 points in the second half. That's doing some work. So I got two upset specials for you here on the Mizzle and Dub Show. I'm picking the Jags to beat the Colts in Indy, and I'm taking the Giants. And I normally do not go against Lamar Jackson. I normally don't because Lamar Jackson is special. But
I can't. You're absolutely right. I can't do it. I just think that Lamar Jackson is just. It is hard. And let's just go ahead and throw this out there. Daniel Jones is not 100% at all. And to go against what you just said, the Giants held Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers ain't Lamar Jackson, just like Lamar Jackson ain't Aaron Rodgers. So
correct.
Lamar gonna get out of there, and you see what Lamar did to put his team in a situation to win the game. So I agree with you. It will be close. I believe Saquon Barkley is going to have another tremendous game because he's just trying to show the NFL that he's back and you can go ahead and just try to do whatever you want to do. You know, the blueprint is not how to stop him yet. The only way to stop him is to hurt him. So.
But I will say, I will not be surprised if number 9 walks off again, just because that is what Justin Tucker does.
Right.
Even though I am still going with my upset special, the Giants, but I will not be surprised one bit if Justin Tucker does what he does best.
Well, that's how I feel about the Saints and the Bengals.
Besides singing the symphony.
Yeah.
All right. Steelers back at home playing the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
He's taking the Bucs. I agree. I go with the Bucs, but there's just a little part of me that hopes the Steelers can pull off the upset.
I would love to say upset, but If we're speaking football talent right now, Buccaneers are a way superior offensive team right now. The Steelers do still play defense, but the Buccaneers will just outscore more points than the Steelers offense because it's still going to be a learning curve for Kenny Pickett. Don't get me wrong.
Agreed.
Pickett did have, he had to throw the ball a lot because he was playing from behind. But it's a learning curve. And I don't want to say this because it's like you just said about Lamar Jackson. I cannot count out Mike Tomlin, but this might be the year he might actually have a good season. This because of what is going on in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah. We love Mike Tomlin.
Oh, yeah.
We love Mike Tomlin immensely.
Oh, yeah. Greatest interviews ever.
I mean,
passion.
Yeah. And the fact is, the Steelers have been winning since 1969 when you only have 3 head coaches in 50-plus years. 3.
They've all won a Super Bowl. They've all won a Super
Bowl. Yes.
And they don't fire their coaches. They retire.
Yes.
Think about that.
Not only have they won Super Bowls, they've gone to more than one, each of those head coaches. No went to 4, Howard went to 2, Mike Tomlin went to 2. So it's not they just make one appearance. They make multiple appearances because, again, as we've been saying for years, Steelers best ran damn organization in the NFL.
And when they hire, when you get the job, you have the job. They give their coaches anything they want and they let them coach. I mean, of course, with Mike Tomlin is nothing but having a winning record ever since he's been a head coach. But do you think that, let's just say we're right about how their season is going to go on? Now, if he has a losing season, do you think he's in the hot seat?
No.
Think Mike Tomlin's in the hot seat? Do you think his job is ever in jeopardy?
No.
Never. I think his job is about as secure as Bill Belichick's.
Facts. Now, you want to see how consistent the Pittsburgh Steelers are? I'll just.
Oh, I'd love to get off a little script for a little second.
Now, I'm just going to show you how tremendous that they are. Okay. The last time the Pittsburgh Steelers had a losing record, 19 years ago, 2003.
And I guarantee you, it's like they had 7 wins that season.
Actually, they went 6-10. Shocking. 6-10. 6-10. Okay, so from 2004 on, here's been the Steelers' record: 2004, 15-1, got to the conference championship. 2005, 11-5, won Super Bowl 40. 2006, Cowboys last season, 8-8. Tomlin's first year, 10-6, won the division. 2008, 12-4, won Super Bowl 43, which, by the way, one of the best Super Bowls ever between the Cardinals and the Steelers. A tremendous, fantastic game.
How about
2009, didn't make the playoffs. Oh my goodness, Antonio Holmes. And like Ben said, I can never make a throw like that ever again. If you asked me to, I couldn't do it again. 2009 didn't make the playoffs, but finished 9-7. 2012, 2018, 8-8, exactly at 500. 2014, 11-5, made the playoffs. 2015, 10-6, made the playoffs. 2016, 11-5, made the playoffs. 2017, 13-3, made the playoffs. 2018, 9-6-1. Didn't qualify for the playoffs, but not a losing record. 2019, 8-8. Last year, 2020, 12-4, made the playoffs. 2021, with help by the Raiders, because the Raiders beat the Chargers, 9-7, made the playoffs. So, 19 years was the last time the Steelers had a losing record. That's all I need to say about how great this organization is.
Straight up.
Come on, man. This is all I gotta say. The Panthers and the Rams, and we know for a fact Baker Mayfield will be playing. PJ Walker, the former XFL star, I do agree this should be a get right game with the Rams.
But I
Should
wouldn't
be.
be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked.
But if the Panthers pull an upset, it wouldn't be shocking
Because
because
you know
the
why?
Rams have issues. Why
Because
is
you
that?
know why? It's
Why is that?
always something about when a coach gets fired in kind of early in the season. It's like that team just it doesn't always happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Panthers do give, defending champs, a run for their money.
Well,
But I don't think they don't have an answer
Steve
for Aaron
Wilkes.
Donald.
Stephen Wilkes, who was the Cardinals coach for 1 year,
He wasn't that
fired.
bad.
Really didn't get a
Wasn't
chance.
that bad.
He didn't get a chance to really fulfill it.
I agree.
He takes over as the interim head coach.
Yep.
So we'll see.
We will.
PJ Walker, like I said, former XFL quarterback, he'll get the start, and
he can move.
Should be a get right.
Yes,
he can.
He has a little bit of Geno Smith in him.
Yes, he does.
Just a little smaller, but
yes.
he does know how to run an offense, and he can throw that ball. So
yes, he can. Watch his XFL tape from 2020. Man was almost the MVP of that league.
But I think Aaron Donald can single-handedly win this game for the Rams by himself on that offensive line. So,
like I said, it should be a get-right game for the Rams. It really should be.
Should be.
So,
I'm picking the Rams, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Panthers utilize the legs and Christian McCaffrey. So, yeah.
This game right here may be the low-key game of the day. Because normally when they do get together, they normally do play some entertaining games. And I'm talking about the Seahawks and the Cardinals, the Seahawks at home. Both teams at 2-3. I did not like the black Cardinal helmets with the black Cardinal tops.
Yeah, it was hideous.
Just as hideous as the Rams' current uniforms, which I've already gone for verbatim how much I think they're hideous. No. But Kyler Murray normally has done well against the Seahawks and normally has done well in Seattle. But Geno Smith is playing tremendous, even though he does not have
heard us say this the past few weeks. Just stop us.
Yeah. Geno Smith has been revitalized, but the defense in Seattle is just putrid. I'm picking the Cards to win on the road. I got Arizona winning on the road.
Are we hitting them with the big words today? We hitting them with the big educated words today, brother. Okay.
I'm.
I mean, I thought you would have said atrocious or something, but you went putrid. Okay, all right.
Yeah, putrid. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The defense is putrid. I'm sorry. Because I mean, for many years under Pete Carroll, that's what they were known for was defense,
straight up,
and running the ball. But to which I mean, they've been able to run the ball effectively with Rashad Penny. I think Kenneth Walker and Travis Homer can pick up where they left off with Rashad Penny being out, but defense can't stop nobody. I mean, once Jamal Adams went out for the season,
yeah,
that was it.
And that was a big hole. Yeah,
big loss. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Quandre Diggs. Liked him ever since he was a Detroit Lion, but he can't do it all by himself. So I mean, and like I said, Kyler just seems to play well on the road in Seattle when he plays Seahawks. So I'm going with the Red Sea. Red Sea Rise.
I'm right with the 12th man. I think they. And wait a minute. They lost Rashad Penny, right? Rashad Penny's out for the season, right?
They lost to who?
Yes, he is. Rashad Penny. He's out for the season, right?
He's out for the season. Correct.
That makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. And again,
big difference.
And again, I think Kenneth Walker III, the rookie from Michigan State, If you did not watch the tape on him at Michigan State, please do.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals with you, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to ride with the Cards.
This is a tremendous bruising back. I think he'll do. Oh, he changed his mind.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, before we preview this game, it's another get right game for my team as they head to the ATL. They should beat the Falcons soundly, even though the Falcons do play tough. But I think the Niners do get the win, and I know my partner does not care. Does that mean you're picking my team to win as much as you don't want to do that? He's giving me the Orange Cassidy. Oh, he's going freshly squeezed on me. Okay. He's going from wherever, weighing whatever, freshly squeezed. All right. Now, these next two games. You can't round out a Sunday afternoon better than these two games that we're going to talk about here.
Okay.
First one, like we already mentioned, the Bills are coming in for revenge. They want some revenge on the Chiefs in last year's AFC Divisional Playoff game. Both teams coming in at 4-1, and remember, Gabe Davis didn't have not one, not two, not the hat trick. He got the sombrero. He had 4 against the Chiefs.
It was Kelsey
in the AFC divisional round, and he's back in full force and full form. And I'll say this: there's a rumor spreading around that perhaps the Orchard Park Bills might be acquiring one Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers.
2 first-round picks. They're willing to give it up. Oh boy,
the Bills are going for it. If you put that tremendous talent, and again, as we said, if he stays healthy, because as we always say, your best ability is availability. Yes. If Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, and you add him to that offense with Stephon Diggs, with Gabe Davis,
it might be the favorites,
and not to mention you have Isaiah McKenzie in the slot, and not to mention when Knox comes back at tight end with Josh Allen throwing the football,
and you keep Singletary.
The Bills are really serious. They will keep Devin Singletary, and you still utilize Zach Moss. You possibly could see the Bills circling the wagons into Glendale, Arizona, where it will be warm in Arizona, which means some more tables will be broken.
Oh yes, yes. Well, with that just said, I'm picking the Bills. I believe, even with the game that we played, and it wasn't the best game, I think we kind of showed a little holes in the defense for the Chiefs, and you know the Chiefs was the number, at least the top 5 run defense. They didn't give up a bunch of 100 yards rusher in the season so far, and we put up 154. You know the Bills are
until tonight.
Yeah, and you know the Bills run the ball. You know Josh Allen would use his feet. You know, so it'll be close. I got the Bills by 6. I just think Stephon Diggs is going to have.
I just have the Bills winning the game. I just have the Bills winning the game, and I see number 40 from Texas A&M that goes by the name of Von Miller. I see him having a tremendous game and sacking Pat Mahomes a couple of times. I'm just going to put it out there. I think the Bills circle the wagons in Kansas City and ride off eating some nice Kansas City barbecue. And now here's the ultimate question. As we come to the Sunday night game, the 4-1 Arlington Cowboys go to the Fighting Spirit of Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-0. It really does not get any better than this, because we know how much the Eagles and Cowboys rivalry is intense and how there is no love lost.
None.
But I will say this. Here lies the question. Do the Cowboys even dare try to put Dak Prescott in this game?
I wouldn't.
That is the question.
I
And
wouldn't.
I've always said, stick with a hot hand that is Cooper Rush, simply because if Dak comes back and he, for lack of a better term, if he shits the bed and plays horribly, and the Eagles fly and fly,
Yeah.
the Dallas Cowboy media and the fans are going to go in ham. You know, there's one particular person that really wants to go ham by the name of Stephen A. Smith, and he really
Yeah.
wants to stick it to one Michael Irvin.
Oh yes. At all
With
times.
with that said, if you're the Eagles, you have got to stop number 11 in silver and blue, because that man has become a one-man force by the name of Micah Parsons. You have got to try to contain him,
Put a hat
because
on it.
if you don't, as good as Jalen Hurts might be at being elusive, Micah Parsons is a fast man. With
Yes.
that said, I'm intrigued to see the matchup that is Trayvon Diggs and Devontae Smith. You want you want to talk about some alpha dogs going head to head? I cannot wait to see that matchup. I really think it's going to come. I really think it's going to come down to the running backs. I think it's going to come down to Miles Sanders and Zeke Elliott and or Tony Pollard. I think whoever can be more consistent with the run, I think wins the game. It's going to be a close game, but until you beat them, I'm going to fly with the Eagles. Until somebody has beaten them, why not go the other 15? But like I said, and like we say all the time, I will not be surprised one bit if the Cowboys pull off this game and beat them. I won't be shocked at all, because I know when the Saints were undefeated, it was the Cowboys that gave the Saints their first loss the year the Saints won the Super Bowl. So, like I said, it will not shock me one bit if the Cowboys pull off the upset, but I am going with the Eagles.
All right.
As he takes a sip of the
So
Michelob.
you're picking the offensive team to win just because not because they're 5-0, but you just think that offense is clicking and you think that's where you're going. Well, I'm gonna go a little different. I'm actually gonna take the Cowboys.
You're taking your wife's team.
Not because it's my wife's team. It is her team though, but I am not picking the Cowboys because she's a Cowboys fan. Because in any other circumstance, I would take the Eagles. But the reason why I'm not taking the Eagles is because nobody has a problem. I mean, an answer for what you just said earlier. Ain't nobody
Like Parsons.
Ain't nobody. And then DeMarcus Lawrence is he's eating.
Because of Micah Parsons.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And so
and not to mention,
you put that pressure.
And not to mention,
go ahead.
And not to mention, there's still a guy by the name of Kyle Van Der Esch. Sometimes he's about the forgotten man.
Exactly.
In that that's why well of course I'm picking the Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles because first off, I'm an Iron fan and F the Cowboys.
I have no.
Let's just call a spade. But however, like I said, just from putting my analysis cap on, like I said, it will not shock me one bit if the Cowboys do pull off the win, because like I said, that defense is humming. And like I said, number 11 is trying to make a case to be defensive player of the year, to which right now, before Bosa got hurt, it was him. It was Parsons and Bosa neck and neck, because they're both were balling out of their freaking minds.
I agree.
And now because Bosa is nursing a groin injury, and we don't know if he's going to play or not against the Falcons on Sunday. Right now,
day to day.
Right now, Micah Parsons is right now making his case to be the clear cut DPOY.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick the Cowboys simply because of that. I just think that their defense is just clicking, and we know what Dan Quinn brings from a head coach standpoint to a defensive coordinator standpoint.
He has been a tremendous hire to run that defense. He has been tremendous. He's got the defense playing tremendously.
Yeah.
And like I said, I won't be surprised if the Eagles win.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if the Cowboys win. Now, I know for a fact that my brother does not care about this game.
Oh,
This
because
is
they're on
probably the
prime
one
time
time
again.
because this is probably the one time he wishes the game ends in a tie. It is the Broncos and the Chargers in Inglewood at the big Wi-Fi that is SoFi Stadium. So, like I said, I know he does not care about this game. He hopes the game ends in a tie.
Well, technically, I should want the Broncos to win this game just because the Chargers are above. So you really are. Yeah, a tie would be nice, but Russell Wilson's hurt. I don't even think he's playing or whatever. So yeah, it Chargers, man. It's easy. 10 plus.
Here's my question. Um, there are some people speculating that if it doesn't get right for the Broncos, that Nathaniel Hackett could be a one and done coach, which I think that would be unfair.
Wow.
Simply just, well, you know how the logo is. And of course, when we say that we're talking about John Elway, because my brother has been saying for years, he is the Denver Broncos logo.
Just look at him, any pictures of him smiling, and you would totally enough said. He even hired a coach that looks just like the logo too. So it's like 1A and 1B. Oh. So I'm sorry. It's just look it up.
Oh, I can't deal. Oh, oh, oh. But we all know how John Elway so badly wants to win. And you have the Walmart family that is in this, so it's their first time running the show. It's not the Bolden family anymore. But with that said, um, I do like the Chargers, even with Keenan Allen being out.
Yeah.
But a big loss for the Broncos. Their left tackle, Garrett Boyles, he's on injured reserve because he got injured against the Colts, and that's trying to protect the blind side. We know that Joey Bosa's out.
Yeah.
But I just think it's just too much Justin Herbert, too much Mike Williams, and too much Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
I just think the Bolts will fire the cannons
In fashion.
and just beat Denver to a pulp because again I think eventually if they stick with Hackett, eventually I think Russ will turn into what Aaron Rodgers did in years 2 and 3 with the offense under Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I agree.
Unfortunately for the Broncos offense, they are wasting the tremendous effort by the Broncos defense because the Broncos defense has played hard. Bradley Chubb is clearly back from his injury. DJ Jones, who I wish my 49ers could have kept. I said that was going to be a big loss, losing him. And he's been playing tremendously well. I mean, the front four for Denver has been outstanding. Certainly a reason why they have 2 wins is because of their defense.
I agree. Oh yeah.
Certainly not nothing that the offense has done. But with that said, really, when did Tavis Murray get signed by the Broncos?
They picked him up off the practice squad.
I didn't know the Saints released him because he was playing in the game last week against the Vikings in London.
I think they dropped him down to the practice squad.
Wow, I did not know that. Well, considering that you lost Williams, who was a tremendous running back for the season, certainly don't want to have Melvin Gordon and Mike Boone, even though I like how they use Mike Boone out of the backfield in certain situations, but I get it. But I'm just saying that Russell just seems off because there have been times to where he's had receivers open. Like I said, KJ Hamler was wide open against the Colts, and Russ just did not see it.
All I do is lob it to him.
He did not see it at all. Like he can shot put it to him, and KJ Hamler walks in the end zone, and the Broncos beat the Colts.
I agree.
But I definitely see the Chargers winning the game by a
Easy.
final score easily. So that's how that goes. So as it stands right now, if we're looking at the playoff picture through 5 weeks of the NFL, right now the Bills has the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. So the Bills would have home field advantage, which means tables galore would be broken in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with Bills Mafia for sure. They're the 2 seed. The Titans would be the 3 seed,
Yes.
and the 4 seed would be the Baltimore Ravens. And your wild card teams would be the Jets, Dolphins, and Chargers at this moment.
Well, now
Through 5 weeks in the NFL. Yeah, indeed. So in the NFC right now, obviously the Eagles would be the 1 seed because of their 5-0 record. The Vikings, shockingly, would be the 2 seed.
Not too shocking.
The 3 seed would be the three. Well, we said we like what the Minnesota Vikings are doing, and we wouldn't be surprised if they can make a run in the NFC.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers are the 3 seed, and my Niners the 4 seed. And the reason why the Buccaneers are the 3 seed is because supposedly they have the tiebreaker over the Niners based on strength of victory, whatever that means. But as it stands right now, the Niners are the 4 seed.
Okay.
Your wild card teams will be the Cowboys, Giants, and Packers, with the Rams and the Saints on the outside trying to knock on the door. So that would be your playoff picture right now through 5 weeks of the National Football League.
I like it.
So that's where we're at. So it has been a very full-fledged day. Not only did you get one show from the Mizzle Up Show, but you got 2 in one day. So as we always try to do, we try to give the people what they want.
Damn skip.
We said we were going to give you. We said we were going to give you more shows during the football season because that is our prime season.
Yes.
And lo and behold, a week from tomorrow, we raise the banner at Chase Center as the Warriors get their rings as they open up the season against those damn freaking Lakers.
Basketball is back already.
Yes, it is.
It just seems like they just hosted the trophy.
Yeah, it just seems like Steph Curry was at the parade putting everybody to sleep and go night-night.
I agree.
So when we get to opening night, there's only going to be 2 games. Well, it's going to be a busy night for you on that Tuesday, even though I know you'll be working, but still, both your teams play on that day.
Oh.
Rival games. The 76ers open up against the Celtics in Boston, and I just don't know how Boston's going to handle with this controversy with their head coach. And of course, the Warriors hosting the banner against the Lakers, and then Wednesday night, not a full, pretty much a full slate. So after those 2 games, you got the Magic opening up in Detroit against the Pistons, Wizards opening up against the Pacers in Indiana, Atlanta hosting the Hawks in their home opener, Brooklyn hosting the Pelicans. Will Zion finally play? We don't know. Heat opening up at home against the Bulls. Cavaliers going up north to Toronto, the Raptors. The Knicks opening up against the Grizzlies, which is actually an ESPN game. Shocking. OKC going to Minnesota. The Spurs, or as I like to call them, the Fundamentals, they'll have opened up against the Hornets at home. The disgruntled Utah Jazz hosting the Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
And here's the game I'm really intrigued to see. The Phoenix Suns home opener against the Mavericks. And of course, if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, you do not forget the massacre that was Game 7 of the conference semifinals when basically one team showed up and it basically just became a scrimmage. So that game is going to be highly, highly intense on opening night on Wednesday. And that, too, is an ESPN game. That's the 7 o'clock game. And the Kings open up against Mr. Lillard and the Blazers. So that is your opening 2-day festivities on Tuesday and Wednesday with the National Basketball Association. And then tomorrow officially starts the NHL regular season. So right now, this is definitely the best time for sports because you have, of course, college and the NFL going on. You also have the NBA starting.
Yes.
And now you have the NHL playoffs starting, which is tremendous.
Not NHL playoffs. The NHL
the season. So you got the Avalanche raising the banner. 2 games on tomorrow with the Golden Knights going to Los Angeles and a rematch of this past season Eastern Conference Final, which was a damn good series between the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Was.
Very fantastic series.
Mm-hmm.
So we shall definitely see. I know it's a new era for Sharks hockey, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen.
I'm relaxing now.
So, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we hope our Sharks do well, as always.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like the direction. I like the direction they're going in.
Yes.
I like who they hired. As the new head coach. So
yes,
we'll see what happens.
General manager is nice.
So I'm excited for the home opener coming on Friday against the Carolina Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even though technically the Sharks season's already started because those 2 games in Tomas Hertl's home country actually were regular season games.
See, I did ask you.
And I couldn't have answered because I did not know. But
so they're 0-2 right now, right?
They're 0-2 right now, yes. And the Nashville Predators are 2-0. So, but they'll be back on home ice on Friday the 14th because obviously a long flight. You want to get the You want to get you want to get back in the right time frame because jet lag is real.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, 2 games starting tomorrow. Both games you can catch on ESPN, and then Wednesday, not a full-fledged schedule, but you got the Columbus Blue Jackets against the Carolina Hurricanes. Always a good battle when the 2 original 6 teams come together, and that will be in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as the Maple Leafs and the Canadiens get together. Yes, indeed. The Bruins open up against the Capitals, so that means the great Ovechkin puts it to the skates one more time. You can catch that game on TNT. And of course, as we said, the Colorado Avalanche will raise their 3rd banner as they host the Chicago Blackhawks. That's also a TNT game. Of course, all other games you can catch on ESPN Plus. The Kraken open up against the Ducks in Anaheim, and another Canadian battle as Vancouver opens up in Edmonton. So this is a very good week for sports. You got NFL on Thursday night. You got NHL opening up on tomorrow night. You got the NBA opening up next Tuesday.
College football.
You got the baseball playoffs starting tomorrow. College football throughout the week. This is a great time to be a sports fan. Let me tell you. It's just tremendous. So we hope you enjoy our first show. We hope you enjoyed this show, as we will definitely come back later on in the week to talk about week 6 and talk about week 7.
Yes.
And hopefully somewhere down the road we can talk about it's official between Buttermilk Spence because that's all we want. That's the only thing missing right now is these 2 saying we're having a press conference and we're just going to stare each other in the face as light bulbs just flash.
That will make me happy.
That's where we're at. But again, it's a tough one. Raiders played well at times, had a lead, couldn't protect it. Hopefully, the bye week they regroup and come out strong and get a win against the Texans. So we shall see. But again, thank you for subscribing. If you have not, please do. If you have a subject you want to touch, again, type it in the comments. As we say so many times, we do this show for y'all, so we try to give the people what they want.
Yes.
But, Mizzle, which bottle are you on now? Are you still on bottle number 1, or did you go to number 2?
Number 2. That's probably gonna be it.
No, he's on number 2. All right. Well, as he drowns his sorrow in Michelob Ultra, because it is 5 o'clock some damn where.
Yes.
We thank you for watching the post show of the Mizzle and Dub Show, as we talked about the Monday night game and preview week 6 of the NFL and talked about some other things in the wide world of sports. We thank you for watching, and it really is time to say goodnight, Canada. And of course, well, hold on. One more thing before we really sign off for real this time.
All right.
Now, of course, as you guys know, we draw our inspiration from Pardon the Interruption with Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon.
Yes.
If you did not watch today's episode, when they went to the mail time portion of the show, which they do every Monday, and the question was asked about the sack that was called roughing the passer, which we already went for verbatim in the first show, as we both went off on the referee and how it wasn't a sack, and how we actually gave a referee the damn Scott Mitchell Award.
Yes.
Mike Wilbon displayed a whole bunch of passion, and he was like, "Just what in the hell?" It was like, "Don't touch Tom Brady." That was that was his core message throughout the rest of the show. It was just tremendous. We both were laughing because it was just hilarious, because Michael Wilbon can lay in some passion on something he's passionate about, and that was just one passionate meltdown that was just tremendous. But, okay. We thank you for watching.
Oh yes.
And again, if you and one more thing, as he mentioned this earlier, yours truly will be broadcasting again for high school football this upcoming Friday.
Good job.
This Friday I will be doing Faith Lutheran versus Desert Pines. It'll be the second time that I've seen Faith Lutheran play, so I still have my notes from the first game. I just need to print out their up-to-date current stats.
Nice.
This will be the first time covering Desert Pines, so that was it's a league game. Both teams are 6-1. Desert Pines is 2-0 in the league, and Faith is 1-1. So,
nice.
2 6-1 teams. I am hoping for a competitive game, because every time I've had 2 teams that have good records, it normally turns into a blowout.
Yes.
Well, the last game I did was a 14-0 game, but it was very sloppy, with a whole bunch of penalties and teams just shooting themselves in the foot. So I am hoping for a very good game involving 2 6-1 teams. So again, you can catch that. You can subscribe to NFHSnetwork.com if you want to watch the games.
Yes.
And hear yours truly behind the mic. So again, we thank you for watching. Greatly appreciated. It is 12 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. And damn it, Canada. Good night.
Good night.